Billy, what were your memories the first time you met Dogg in that
Oh,
situation?
good
So
one.
he was a scared little puppy dog looking up to you guys. What did you think looking at him?
I mean, it was the same thing. We hadn't been, we were there, but we were still young. We didn't know anything. I mean, like I said, when they hired us at WWE, I have no idea why they did that. I honestly don't, because we really hadn't done anything. We were still green as grass. We literally went to a show just to go to a show, and Dave, because Blackjack had hooked it up to meet with Dave Hebner. He said, just go, introduce yourself. They'll let give you tickets. Go sit in the stand and just enjoy and see what the upper echelon does. So we did that. And of course, we bought every new outfit. We were Garth Brooks from head to toe, new hats, new shirts, new boots, like we went deck to the hilt.
Yeah.
And we went to the show, introduced ourselves. They said, hey, thanks for coming. You guys, here's some tickets. Go, enjoy yourself, watch. So we went and watched, and then they asked us to come to a tryout. And we did the tryout. I think the best thing for us is we followed direction. They said, we don't need to see it. Like, we didn't do anything cool anyway because we didn't know anything.
Yeah.
We just did personality out the yin yang. We woohoo, ropes and all kinds of stuff. And
Yeah.
I could do some rope tricks. So I did some rope tricks and we had to try out. And then we went home and got a letter that said, hey, thanks for coming, but right now we're not looking for any talent right now. And we went, oh, that's cool. We don't know anything.
Yeah.
So we just went, hey, thanks for the opportunity. We were in front of a crowd.
Yeah, it was cool, right? It was a great opportunity.
It was that was good for me.
Yeah.
So,
and now, look, I feel like nowadays somebody would look at that as discouraging instead of like, oh man, what a great opportunity we just had. Our toes are still in the door. You know what I mean?
I got to wrestle in front of a WWF crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy.
It was cool. And then they sent us the letter. I had called Dave Hebner just to thank him for doing everything that he did. And I thought he was mad at me, and he hung up the phone. And and then about 15 minutes later, he calls me back and he goes, okay, you guys are coming to our next taping again. And I went, hold on a second. No. I was just like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. He goes, no. He goes, I heard that. No, that was a mistake. So somehow the wires they wanted us to come back. So we came back. We had another trial. The funniest thing, we get done with our tryout, and I guess all the stars were aligned. Jupiter was in the right.
Yeah, and Uranus.
Yes. And Pluto was in sight. So that's kind of a good thing, I guess.
I have no idea what you're
from the ring
talking
into
about.
Vincent's office, and Vince and JJ Dillon were still there. And he looks at us and he goes, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Vince McMahon. And I went, cool. I don't have any idea who you are. And JJ, and they go, hey, we'd like to offer you a contract. We'll send it to you. Have a lawyer look it over, get back to us, let us know what you think. And I looked at Vince and I said, well, I have a job. Like, do I do this on the weekend? Like, is this a weekend?
Did you really ask Vince that?
I swear to God, I did. Like, this is yes. This is how, I don't know any of the because like I said, I wasn't a wrestling fan. I didn't watch it. I didn't do anything.
That was my next question was going to be.
I learned that the hard way, by the way.
Yeah. And so I don't know how any of this goes. I just figured, hey, I've been doing it all the weekends. I guess they're going to hire me to do it on the weekends. And Vince laughed. He did the old Vince.
Yeah.
He goes, no, I think you'll be all right. Not knowing that, I'm going to have a 30-year career, but he thinks, obviously Vince knows talent. So they sent us a contract and it said, hey, we're going to work, 12 days a year. We're guaranteed. And we're going to, it's like $100,000 or something like that. I went, like that all at once.
$100,000 a year.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, that's like, there must have like added a zero.
This is 30 years ago too.
Yes. And so they did it. We looked it over and I thought about it for about 3.2 seconds and sent it back. And little did I know, the first year I worked, it was 300 days. The next year I worked with 320 days. And I said, what What happened to the 12 days?
No, no,
Like,
no. They just guaranteed you. They just guaranteed you the 12. They didn't.
oh, but it was, yeah, that was my rest. And then, luckily for us, they put us with the head shrinkers for a year when we got there. And probably the most underrated two guys, Sam and Junior,
yeah.
they were amazing. And I have the utmost respect for, because they, of course, when we first got there and learned we were working them, we went in there, they looked at us and then wouldn't talk to us at all. It was hilarious. But that's how it is. That's how you do. And then they just came and luckily for us, they kind of let us lead the way, knowing that it was all wrong.
Yeah, so you could learn.
That's it. It was a learning experience for 3 months. It was brutal. Because then I was young and I could go really fast, and I wanted to show everybody how athletic I was and how high I could jump and all this stuff I could do. And they just let us go, and it was brutal. And then they went, "Okay, do you have that out of your system now?" And I went, "I guess. Am I doing something wrong?"
By the way, no, he does not have. Now he's just 30 years older and still wants to show you how high he can jump and how.
And
But
it's
then,
pretty high and pretty fast.
Yes, it is.
It's learn on the go.